Hello, Just Gem here and welcome, or indeed welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would share the top 5 palettes from 2024 that I still want now that we're in 2025. I don't know when I'm going to acquire, well, one of them I do know when I'm going to acquire it, but as for the rest of them, I think it's going to be a case of when rather than if. But yeah, let's dive straight into it. Let's not hang about. In 5th place, now I'm cheating a little bit because this is coming, but Just a Taste was a palette, and I'm including it because I've bought it this year. It's on pre-order. Just a Taste was one of those palettes. It came out and I was looking at it and I was umming and ahhing and I was wondering, is it too similar to palettes I've already got? Is it worth the money? You know, it's some indie brands are more costly to get to me because they're based in the US, I'm in the UK, postage is extortionate. I've got a pre-order coming, and the reason I've done that is because I've got a friend who's visiting from the US later on this year, and fingers crossed that the pre-release does in fact ship in time to get to her before she flies over to the UK and we meet up. It might be a bit tight, but Just a Taste from Unearthly Cosmetics is in at number 5, and I'm looking forward to finally trying out the Unearthly Cosmetics formula. I think there were other palettes I was eyeing up, like Gargoyle was a contender, but then I couldn't justify that because I'd recently got Cool Trolls, for example, and I've also now got Urban Neutrals from Artitude Cosmetics, so Gargoyle is not a palette I can ever see myself picking up. As beautiful as it is, but I still wanted to try the formula, and I think that Just a Taste is different enough from anything that I already have. Pleased to report that that's on its way. In at number 4, now technically I think this was released at the tail end of 2023, but I only became aware of it in 2024, so we're including it. And I've just mentioned the brand, it's Artitude Cosmetics, and the palette in question is Abscission. Part of me really wants Maneater, but I don't think that's available anymore. I'm pretty sure that that's been discontinued. I think Rooks has mentioned that it may come back a bit revamped, so I'll keep an eye out just in case. And I think even if Maneater did come back in its original format, because I've now got 3 palettes in that 16 pan square palette, I'd feel a bit weird getting Maneater. I don't know, I'm funny like that when it comes to different shapes. I almost didn't get Gothic from Cosmic Brushes because it irked me that all the other palettes from Cosmic I have are 20 pans, and then you've got Gothic, which is 12 pan. The only reason I picked it up is because it went on sale during Black Friday, and I thought to myself, fine, let's do it. The other thing to note is that Abscission and Maneater are quite similar colour stories to an extent. I'll put pictures of both of them up actually. So they're quite similar colour stories, so it would be one or the other. So I don't know, it may be that I just wait to see if Maneater comes back, and if it does come back, what format it's in. And if it doesn't come back, or if it does come back and it's the old format with more pans, then I think it will be Abscission. I think it will be Abscission. In at number 3, now this came out in 2024, but it was before I started my YouTube channel, so I haven't talked about it. And it is Flying Fiddles from Adept Cosmetics. I mean, I think the colour story speaks for itself. Adept Cosmetics is one of those brands that I have been wanting to try for ages. And then once I'd started my YouTube channel, like actually started it, there wasn't anything that Adept released that I thought to myself, ooh, I really want that. Vivette came out, for example, and if you saw the new and upcoming makeup releases video that I did at that time, I made a point of saying that I just while the shimmers looked beautiful, I couldn't get my head around the mattes that had been put in there with those shimmers. So Vivette wasn't one that I gravitated towards, but Flying Fiddles, I feel like that's just got a really lovely colour story. It's got range, it's got depth, and I feel like that would be a really good introductory palette to have from the brand. Flying Fiddles there from Adept Cosmetics in at number 3. Number 2 is Poppy Storm Titanium Foxes. I still, to this day, I don't understand now, when I ordered Poppy Quiet and Grackle Chat together, why I didn't just order Poppy Storm. Well, I do. My thinking was I'd ordered a few other palettes that I thought were a similar colour story. But now that I've tried the Titanium Foxes formula and I've realised that it's really unique in comparison to other formulas that I've tried, it 100% would have been worth picking up at the same time I picked up the other 2 palettes. So now I don't know when, but I will be picking up Titanium Foxes Poppy Storm. And present me is very annoyed at past Gem for not just whacking it in the basket at the time and securing all 3 at once. Don't know what I was thinking. Plus there was a bundle, like I could have got the Poppy bundle and added on Grackle Chat and saved on the postage. Just, right, what was I thinking? So now I'm going to have to pay full price and pay for postage. And I'm all about saving the money. I should have bought it at the time. But there we go. I just don't think I realised how much I would love Titanium Foxes. And that's just based on 2 palettes. And I haven't even dipped into Poppy Quiet properly yet. Not properly, but based on Grackle Chat alone, I need Poppy Storm. Number 2. That was number 2. And then, of course, I'm rattling through these, aren't I? And then number 1, the palette that lives rent-free in my mind, the palette that I have wanted since day one. There's been no umming, there's been no ahhing, there has been no, oh, I don't know, I wanted it. I have never questioned it. I've never wavered in my desire for this palette. I'd say I dream about this palette? Probably, I don't know. I don't remember all of my dreams, but it wouldn't surprise me if this palette popped up in my dreams. I'm really annoyed at myself because I've mentioned I've got a friend coming later on in the year from the States. Well, I'm going to the States next month. And my plan was just order it. Order it to your friend that you're going to be visiting, and that way you can just pick it up when you go over. And I think I was just trying to see if there was anything else perhaps I wanted from the brand, or if there was maybe a sale or something like that. Clearly hesitated far too long. It sold out. And I haven't even mentioned the name, but, you know, hit the pause button and type a comment down below. What palette do you think I'm talking about? I think it's probably obvious. I think I've mentioned it before. And a clue for you, it featured heavily in a lot of people's top 10 palettes of 2024. And I think it had the number 1 spot for quite a few people as well. The palette in question is Poison Garden from Bella Beauté Bar. I don't know what it is about this palette that has this kind of chokehold on me. I don't think I have, not even just makeup wise, I don't think I've ever looked at a product in that way and immediately thought, I want it, give it to me. If it wasn't for the fact that it was extortionate to get it to me, I would have it by now. Monolith was an option, but when I was ordering from Monolith, it's almost not worth ordering from Monolith unless you're ordering a few things. So you want to order maybe sort of 3 palettes, so you get the free postage, but then you don't want to order so much that you then have to pay the customs. So there's like a sweet spot of how much you need to spend when you're ordering from Monolith. So I've ordered from Monolith in the past, and I thought to myself, just order from Monolith. and they had a sale on, but then it was out of stock, and then there were other palettes. The timing just never worked. When the palettes I did want, other than Poison Garden, were in stock, Poison Garden wasn't. And it may be if, I think Monolith are going to be having another drop on the 2nd of February. So it could be that I order from Monolith, but I'm going to get my ducks in a row. I'm going to look at the Monolith website and see what else I might want. I'm supposed to be on a low buy. But then, like, to justify a purchase from Monolith, I'm talking about buying more stuff. But then at the same time, I feel like, going by how I feel about the Titanium Foxes order I placed and the fact that I didn't put in Poppy Storm, it makes sense to me, alright? I know I'm on a low buy, but if it's going to be restocked in this Monolith drop, and if there's anything else that catches my eye, there's one other palette that's in like the sale section that I'm eyeing up. If there's another palette, preferably in the sale section, that catches my eye, I'll whack it in. Worst case scenario, I'll just order the Bella Beauté Bar Poison Garden palette and that palette that's in the sale section. If I really can't find a third palette, I'll suck it up. But I need Poison Garden in my life. I need it. But there we have it. The top 5 palettes from 2024 that I still want. Just to Taste, Unearthly Cosmetics, Obsession from Artitude Cosmetics, Flying Fiddles from Adept Cosmetics, Poppy Storm from Titanium Foxes Cosmetics, and last but by no means least, Poison Garden from Bella Beauté Bar. Are there any palettes that you are still eyeing from 2024 and there's been, your desire has carried into 2025 and you're still thinking about them? Let me know down in the comments below. Be interested to know your opinions. As always, thank you for taking the time to watch. Take care, and hopefully I'll see you again in a video in a not too distant future. Bye.